Believe it or not, it has been 699 days since the last time I uploaded a video to Tech Talk America. Hi everyone, David A. Cox here. I'm still here. I've been really super busy with my new project, and I thought, it's been a really long time since I dropped a video. I think I deserve to give those guys an update and just at least share with you what's new. So heads up, there's no tutorial in this video. Yes, this is going to be a talking head video, but that's because I've never really been able to do a talking head video because pretty much 100% of my content on Tech Talk America was always about tutorial content. It was teaching you guys how to better use your electronics. It was a wonderful, beautiful chapter. It paid for a lot, it paid for my house and just my livelihood, and I'm really grateful for it. And now I've moved on to some new stuff, and I have so many updates that I want to share with you guys. So let's just get caught up for a little bit, okay? So let's start with where we left off. The last time I dropped a video, I shared with you guys that I had been working on a brand new project. And the name of the project is Dining with the Davids. And unlike my project Tech Talk America, this was more Instagram based. It's vertical, and we don't even upload most of the videos to YouTube. And the big reason why is YouTube is a great platform for content that's universal. Technology is an example. But when you're dealing with community based content, it's really not a good fit. So I decided early on, you know what, we started doing it on YouTube, and it's like no one's going to watch it because there's no feed really with YouTube. You don't really follow your friends. It's more about creators that you follow, and therefore it's not going to be such a great fit for what we do. And a lot of times when people go to YouTube, they're searching for something. Whereas with this, it's more the type of content that you would see while scrolling on your phone on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, one of those. So let's get caught up. I have now made over 330 videos for Dining with the Davids in the last 699 days. This content ranges from restaurants to real estate to events to all sorts of different stuff. And I'd like to share a couple of those videos with you guys today. So let me give you the little story behind it. So we first came up with the idea of Dining with the Davids back in January of 2024. And I had been fascinated with the food vlogger industry. And a lot of times when I'm deciding if I'm going to go into a project, I will pick apart basically multiple videos and try to figure out how I can get into this niche and make it my own. What I found about food vlogging content, restaurant content in general, was that it was just very narcissistic. It was all about, what do I think is the best thing on the menu? And like someone goes into a restaurant, they have three things and suddenly they're an expert. Like, no, that's not the way the world works. Like, you have to do your research. You've got to actually know that menu before you can definitively say that's the best thing on the menu. So I wanted to do this in a way that no one had ever done before. And that's really hard when there's a lot of people out there making content about restaurants and cafes and everything. So we started with a style that we called the taste buds. And here's the concept. I'm going to show you an example in a moment. So we would go to a restaurant and we would first meet with the chef privately. And we sit down with them with their menu and we say, what 10 items on this menu are you proud of? What are those 10 items that represent this restaurant? And so by allowing the chef to have input, I think is a really good sign of inclusion. I'm not going to say I know what's best. I mean, I've never eaten there before, or I've only had a couple of things. So the chef really knows the menu best. Therefore, it is best that they make the decision about what are the items to be served. So then what we would do is we put together this really elaborate spreadsheet that breaks down every item into how many bites it can actually provide. So when we would bring a group of people that we call the taste buds, usually about 15 to 20 people, they would get 1 to 2 bites of about 10 different items on the menu. And at the end of the evening, everyone would vote for their favorites, and the video would just be on the winners. So the best appetizer, main entree item, and dessert. And these videos started to take off pretty much immediately because just no one else was doing anything out here. I mean, when I moved out here, I was shocked at how few people were really talking about restaurants. Like, some people would talk about like, oh, this business is open, but not really dive deeper than that, like really basic stuff. And so I want to show you an example of one of these videos, and I wanted to show you my favorite, of course. So if you ever come to Palm Springs and you're asking me, David, where should I go for dinner? Well, I would say you probably want a variety. You know, you want something fancy, you want something casual. I want to show you my favorite. I guess you could call it fancy. It's not super hoity-toity, but it is just the most elevated experience that I've had and just absolutely lovely. So here's the little video that we made of Ash and Vine.
We brought 11 of our taste buds to Palm Springs' newest table, Ash and Vine. Comfort food with a passport. Chef Matt and friends stitch European market wanderings, Coachella Valley roots, and Asian technique into dishes that feel like home, just not ones you could recreate at home. After a 9-course tasting of the chef's favorites, our crew voted, and these were the winners. For appetizers, second place went to the summer burrata with grilled peach, pistachio pesto, basil, arugula, sourdough points, and Calabrian chili butter. Our top appetizer and overall favorite item on the menu was the grilled cheese dumplings, a 4-cheese blend tucked in delicate fried wrappers over tomato bisque with bacon and chives. It's nostalgia on a spoon. For mains, honorable mention went to the raviolone with foraged mushrooms, but the top spot went to the scallop risotto. Seared Hokkaido scallops over chicken dashi risotto with pickled onions and a soy-cured egg yolk. Crush it into the rice for the best experience. We didn't know that at the time, but now you do. For sweet endings, the unanimous favorite was the chestnut tres leches. It's soaked and silky, hissed with chestnut liqueur and dulce de leche, finished with chocolate dust. Ash and Vine. It's homey at heart, world on a plate.
So Dining with the Davids started off as primarily restaurant content, and now it's grown to be something a little bit bigger than that. And so now we're getting into things like small businesses and events. So I want to give you an example of that. One of the biggest events that takes place here every single year is called Modernism Week, and it actually now happens twice a year. This event brings 100,000 people to the town. There are 500 events that take place over the course of about 10 days. And a lot of these events are all around modernism and different aspects of architecture. So people who are really into that stuff, they get to walk through different homes, they get to do bus tours, all sorts of different things. And I started to work with the people at Modernism Week, and now I'm one of the head videographers of the entire event. And so now, whenever it happens, I get the list of 500 events, and I get to pick, for the most part, what events I cover. And it's like I go through the house. Sometimes they'll even let me go through the house without anyone there. That's not always the case just because there are so many people at these events. And then I get to do my little thing. I love working with a gimbal. I can move a little bit like a dancer and just get these really pretty shots that just kind of come together. Now, a lot of times I would only get to talk to the owners or the architects for a matter of minutes, 3-4 minutes. And so what I would do is I would actually launch a voice memo on my phone, and I would just say, tell me everything that you can about this home, and especially the kind of little details that the people who are really into this stuff are going to appreciate. And so they would just blab on for 3 minutes. One of the things I love about the Voice Memos app is now it can transcribe it with one tap. So I can take all of that text, feed it to my AI, and say, turn this into a 60-second script focusing on only the most important details. So here's an example of one of those videos.
Welcome to the Vibe House, a home so lavish, so eccentric, so unapologetically over the top, you might need sunglasses indoors. Nestled in the heart of Palm Springs Deepwell Estates, this 3,200 square foot treasure, designed by renowned architect Robert Lewis, is a time capsule of glamour, excess, and a little bit of what were they thinking design magic. Originally owned by Jack Steffen, the legendary plumber to the stars, this estate was more than just a home. It was a playground for the rich and famous. His neighbors included Hollywood royalty like Elizabeth Taylor, Eddie Fisher, Ava Gabor, William Holden, and the Oscar Mayer family. A true showpiece of lavish living and audacious design, this 1001 Nights inspired fantasy, known as Steffen's Folly, is a bold testament to flamboyant style and high roller charm.
Step inside and you're immediately transported to an era where bold paisleys, vibrant plaids, and eclectic color choices reign supreme. The striking ochre and avocado green kitchen, the inviting sunken living room with its iconic curved bar, and the tinted windows designed for just the right amount of intrigue all tell the story of an era where Palm Springs glamour was at its peak. If these walls could talk, they'd need a very good lawyer. Be sure to like this video and follow us for more Palm Springs and beyond. So another big update I have to share with you guys is I have been doing a ton of work with NBC Palm Springs. I'm going to give you this story since I've never been able to really share it with you guys, or for that matter, really anywhere. So about a year ago, I got a note from the people at NBC Palm Springs saying that they wanted to meet with us. Didn't know anything about it. So we went down there. They gave us a little tour of the studio, brought us into the boardroom. All the bigwigs were there, and they said, look, all of us love your content. It's so positive. It's so uplifting. It's exactly what people need right now. And we would love to collaborate with you. We don't really know what that looks like or what you might want to do, but we just wanted to at least invite you in and say, hey, if you would like to work with us, if you want to do something, we're game. And so I said, give me a week. Let me put together a couple of ideas and we'll see what we come up with. So about a week later, we had a meeting. And I told them I have a few different ideas that I would like to pitch to you. Now, the first idea was a full-fledged TV show called Dining with the Davids. And they initially greenlit it, and then we ultimately walked away from it because TV is one of those things where if this was, I don't know, if it was the year 2000, sure, I would love to have a TV show. But now it's really not where the audience is. It's really online. That's really where it is. I was thrilled that they greenlit it, but I said, thank you. I think we're going to actually explore one of the other ideas instead. So then I pitched them an idea about a game, and it would be a segment on the news once a week. And it was called Dish Detective. And the idea was I wanted to turn food into a game show. And so the concept was we're going to show you 3 dishes from a mystery restaurant somewhere in the Coachella Valley. Think you know where it is? Tag the restaurant in the comments for a chance for a $100 gift card to that establishment. And then we would announce the winner on that Friday on the news. And so we build it like a game. So I'd give them these little clues as to where they are, things that locals would know, and they would interact with the video. And it was just a great way to get information about the restaurant out there in a very covert way that doesn't feel like an ad, and it just was interactive and engaging. So here's an example of Dish Detective.
It's the week of January 5th, and it's time to play Dish Detective. We've tracked 3 clues to a Michelin Guide restaurant somewhere in the Coachella Valley. Think you know where we are? Tag the business in the comments for a chance to win a $100 gift card to this establishment. Ready, gumshoes? For our first clue, a sharp, clean steak tartare, hand-cut USDA prime with ginger scallion relish, a rich egg yolk, Dijon on standby, and crispy rice for that perfect snap. A confident opener for a place that knows its craft. Next, a deeply tender roasted Colorado lamb saddle with thinly sliced seasonal vegetables, perfectly crispy potatoes au gratin, and a mint fluid gel that's as refined as it comes. A dish that tells you that this kitchen doesn't bluff. And finally, a baked Alaska. Strawberry and vanilla ice cream over vanilla cake, wrapped in caramelized meringue that hides the chill beneath the heat. Think you've solved the case? Drop your guess in the comments. The answer and the winner will be revealed on the Friday morning newscast on NBC Palm Springs. And trust me, once you crack this case, you'll want to join the club.
Now, I did Dish Detective for about 4 months. It was really fun, but it was a lot of work. So ultimately I said, hey, that was great. Let's do other stuff. So now we collaborate with them on a lot of our posts. And there's other stuff that we have in the works too. My latest update with them is I am actually training all of their reporters at how to do a better job of storytelling in their social media videos, which is kind of crazy to me. Like, wait, I'm training a TV station? That's insane. That's true. What? Me? Really? Okay, sure, whatever. I try to make it engaging and entertaining, so that's one of the fun things that we've been working on. We have another project that we're working on with them that's not going to drop until the fall, and that one is a little bit like the Taste Buds series, but it's a little bit bigger. So with the Taste Buds, like I said, we were normally bringing 15 to 20 people to these events. This new thing that we're going to be doing with NBC is going to be a segment on a show, so not a full-fledged TV show, thank God, where we take over the entire restaurant. We sell tickets to the event. There's going to be camera crews there from NBC Palm Springs, interviewing people. What was your favorite thing? Sort of like, you know, when you see advertisements for a movie and they're coming out of the premiere and there's people saying, what did you think of the movie? It's a little bit like that, but with food and alcohol. So I'm sure we'll get some great reactions. The one sad update, actually there's two, I guess. So my mom is still around. She's got Alzheimer's. She's had it for 6 years now. And I went back to New England about 2 weeks ago, just trying to be helpful. I did a lot of cooking and baking, taking my dad out. I paid for my dad to get a massage. There were a lot of things around the house that needed to be thrown out 10 years ago, and I went ahead and did that. Just trying to be as helpful as I could. My dad is my mother's caregiver, so there's a lot on him. And it's a very, very complicated situation. When I got back from that trip, I underestimated how long it would take me to mentally recover. The other sad news, unfortunately, is we lost one of our dogs about a year ago. We still have Riley, who's right here next to me. So this is Mr. Riley. He's still with us, and we love him dearly, and he's a cutie pie. You are so adorable. You are so adorable. You should have been in commercials. I know. Look at his eyelashes. Do you see how long those eyelashes are? Look at that, right? Insane. So big. You're so cute. You want me to put you down? Okay. My husband, also David, is doing great. He retired and lasted being retired for about 6 months before he told me, you know, I'm getting kind of bored with this. I think I want to take up a little part-time job. And so the property manager position at our complex became available, and so he took it up. So he's now doing that, which is great because he's got that kind of OCD analytical brain, and he needs something to focus on. And so this job has actually been really great for him. It's also great, it's just extra money for us, and it's important in life to keep your brain active, you know? In case you're wondering, this little thing back here, this was my 43rd birthday present to myself a couple weeks ago. This is a vertical garden. And I gotta say, it's super cool. I can't wait to see how it looks about a month from now. It's called The Garden. If you'd like to check it out, I have a link for you in the video description. Just a heads up, that link actually has a $100 coupon built into it. So if you decide to check it out, save $100 on everything. This has 30 different plants growing. Really cool. So the other thing I have to share with you guys that I've been doing a lot of still to this day is I'm still doing my tech therapy sessions. So for any of you guys out there who have Apple products, if you don't like going to Apple when you have a problem, or if you have a project that you need help with, like a lot of times it's helping people organize their photos, organizing their documents, migrating their data to a new computer, video editing, all sorts of different stuff. I'm still happy to do it for you. Just go to my website. It's still there, techtalkamerica.com. And then just go to the little tech therapy page. We can work together one-on-one through Zoom. I will let you know that my true calendar does not sync to that platform, so expect that you'll get a text from me giving you some alt times that we can work together. The thing that I've been doing a lot of these days is helping people organize their passwords. Passwords is just this issue that has become so obnoxiously complicated, and I'm really good at helping people organize that data. A lot of you out there have children that will eventually one day inherit your accounts, and one of the things that I always do kind of as standard is when I'm done helping people organize their passwords, I export it in a very clean format that you can hand down yourself to your kids, just to make that process a little bit easier. So just know, if you have any tech needs, I'm still here. Oh, another thing I should share, we moved again. We were living in Rancho Mirage, and it was a big house. You know, when I was a kid, I always had this fantasy about having a big house because we didn't have a big house. And then I got a big house, and it was like, oh crap, this is a lot of work. So we ultimately got rid of that house, and we moved 2 miles away. And the home that we're in now, it is actually a manufactured home, and I never thought that I'd be into it, and I love it. I love it. We've still got plenty of room. We've got a sick view of the mountain. And the best part of all, I'm 43 and I have no mortgage. And there's not a lot of people out there who can say that. So manufactured home, A+ from me. When I look back at my years of doing the Tech Talk America videos, I think it was a really great chapter for me because it allowed me to combine a couple of my passions together into one kind of dream job, which were teaching, technology, and video production. And I think for all of you out there, that's really the best thing you can do is take whatever you love and find a way to turn it into a job. And now in my present job, what I've learned is that I get so much more satisfaction and just personal gratification out of helping and supporting local businesses because you can feel the impact pretty much immediately. And I love getting to do what I do. So thanks guys for watching. This is David A. Cox with Tech Talk America. Class dismissed.